we're gonna figure out how to make QCs together. So the thing you're gonna make first is a text document. Name your text document anything. It doesn't particularly matter. So I'm just gonna call it model. And then you need to change the file type to QC. So you're gonna remove the TXT part and replace it with QC. It's gonna give you a rename thing and say, oh, it's gonna break. It's not. Just hit yes. And then you're gonna open this file. We're just gonna. The first line you're going to write is model name. Insert a double quote here. We're going to then write a file path. This is going to be your local game info file path. If you don't know what that means, don't worry, I'll explain it later. We're just going to put in, let's say you want a folder called Bob, and then you insert a slash to go to the next part of the file path. So last part, we're going to put input, it's going to be our MDL name. So the name of our MDL is going to be jeff.mdl. Anything before the dot and anything before this will always be a folder that contains a slash to separate these two. And what model name is doing is adding this on top of this directory. So this adds on top of this. So now the directory will later become this. That's where your MDL is going to be located at. So we're going to hit save, and then the next line we're going to add is a way to actually insert your DMXs or SMD files into your QC. You can use body or you can use model. They're pretty much, they're exactly the same. They're just written differently. So the next step we're going to write is the group name. Don't worry too much about this. It's just how the body groups will be named in SFM. I'm just going to call it body 1. And then you insert the SMD. Your SFM should be grouped up with your QC. So my SMD file, let's say I have an SMD file called Bob. So we're going to input bob.smd. And let's say you have more than one. You're just going to repeat the same thing and insert a different SMD. So let's say I have a different SMD called Jeff. So I'm going to do this. And we're going to say jeff.smd- will insert it. Body is pretty much the same thing. It's the same syntax, same way to write it. So you use, let's say I have a different SMD, june.smd. That's how you write them. Then we're going to write a sequence. So give me a minute. I have to look this up. There we go. We're going to write $sequence, and then the name of the animation. We're going to say idle because you're most likely just going to be inserting a T-pose here. And then if you're doing T-poses, you can just insert any SMD you have. So in this case, I'm just going to insert my first one in the QC, so this one. Then you're going to close that off, and you're done with the sequence. I actually forgot something. Above your $ model lines or body lines, you insert max verts 65530. This raises the threshold of the amount of polygons you can compile. And the last line we're going to add, sorry, not the last line. We're going to add mostly opaque. This will just make your model work better with transparency. And then the last line you will add is going to be your CD materials. This is going to be your material directory where it's going to find all your VMT files. So here we're going to input, let's say, models. It's always a good practice to first put in models, and then anything after that is free game. So let's say you want to call it Jeff, and then let's say we add another folder called Bob. All your VMTs are going to be stored in here. What CD Materials is actually doing is adding upon another directory here. And what's doing, it's adding on top of this directory. So it's going to be models /Jeff/Bob. All your VMTs are going to be in here. Keep in mind, you're going to have to manually make this directory every single time you compile a file, unlike model name where it automatically generates these.